Don't tell me what. Don't. No. What? No, come on. Moon Dude, what the hell, man? This is why I got phased out of McDonald's. Hey, look, it's the candle thing. What's missing from the candle thing? I don't know. A candle? Where did we see a candle? It was on the floor.
She ate it.
She ate the candle.
She ate the candle.
Why is there another candle on the floor then? Are you suggesting that she... That's a different...
Oh, more worthy a palmist in my battle of words ne'er could there be.
I read that and also what?
Ooh, brain cells destroyed by Herlock. No longer can function anything. This guy. Well, say goodbye
a new challenger approaches.
Hello everyone, KVTV Under the Sun, and welcome back to the fourth case of the Great Ace Attorney. We've made a slight detour from the prison cell. We're also slowly dying inside because daylight saving apparently happened last night. So
daylight savings is a monster and it must be stopped.
I
sound like death.
Well, that's perfect. You're gonna be voicing Baroque soon. Yeah.
I sound like death, and we're all just going to have to accept that today.
I'm a Shin Megami Tensei fan. I'm used to this.
Yeah,
there's the daylight savings time.
Yes.
Yes.
I think daylight saving should be abolished, but that's just me. Anyway, I don't see a point to it.
Most people think it should be abolished.
I don't see a point to it anymore.
It wasn't even used for anything like worthwhile. It was used because they wanted to save I think, fuel during World War One.
Yeah, I think
so
I know it was war related.
It just helped the general populace, but go off, I guess. I hear you people in Arizona. You don't have to deal with this crap. You're lucky.
Alright, anyway.
Look, I have opinions on daylight savings, but I am too tired to be able to properly discuss them. So I'm just gonna say it sucks.
Yep.
It should be gone and move on.
I just have my middle finger hold up. That's all.
Yeah, that too. That too. What he said.
Okay, anyway,
why the text skip?
I don't know. I just moved the Discord, but apparently moving the Discord, I guess my cursor was right on top of the freaking game itself, so it was like, oh, you wanted to continue? Okay. No. Anyway, I had to examine this.
Today is cursed, guys.
I'm examining this violin. All I know is Ryunosuke says there's a violin sitting over there, or an instrument. So anyway, continue.
Well, of course there's a violin over there. Mr. Shum's renowned for his violin playing.
Is he though?
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's right. I just sort of slipped that in.
You did what, Iris?
I didn't really give it a lot of thought and just started adding it into the stories.
Oh!
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes, Mr. Shum's exceptional violin playing skills has been mentioned a number of times.
You know what? I think Iris might actually be my favorite person in this entire game, and that's because she is single-handedly just decimating Susato's view on Shomes. Decimating. It's just like, he is renowned for his violin playing. Oh yeah, I made that up. Did you like it?
Susato being destroyed by one little girl.
This 10-year-old's about to ruin Susato's whole career.
But the truth is, Hurley had barely touched a violin in his life up to that point.
Oh.
Critical hit.
Of course, people started asking him to play for them after my stories were published. And he wasn't able to tell them that he didn't know how.
Oh my god!
What did he do?
Did he pull a Mr. Satan and kept making excuses? I hope so. God, I hope so.
He went straight to the pawn shop and brought himself a very nice violin. And then he practiced. He practiced until his fingers very nearly dropped off.
Must be why he's so highly strung.
No,
Ryunosuke. Anyway.
Before I knew it, he became rather good. The greatness of the great detective really shone with that experience, I think.
It was a great deception, that's for sure. Well, okay, the point of the matter is he can do it now.
He can do it now because his 10-year-old made up a fact about him that everyone expected him to be good at. It's like, oh, well, dang. What now?
I mean, if nothing else, that shows that he's just like, well, I guess I can do this now.
Oh, okay.
Time to learn.
Did I
Time
already
to
get
learn
the
a whole
trophy?
new skill because this 10-year-old wrote about it.
Maybe I already got the trophy. I don't know. I didn't get anything.
What was
that
the
time.
trophy?
Second-rate strings.
Oh.
Anyway,
I have no idea then.
it's all right. No worries.
Back to where Sholmes actually is right now, jail.
Back
Yeah,
to
thank
me.
you guys for leaving and coming back here.
Look, we just
You're
forgot
welcome.
something. Okay, it was very important.
Would you like your violin? Can you play us a violin tune in this trying time?
I will be happy to. What do you think, Mr. Natsume?
Oh, that's my line, sir. Mr. Natsume, what do you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed. Oh, no! Why? Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous.
Doesn't really take much, dude.
I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow?
You're the one who brought up.
Are you referring to the prosecutor, the Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please, tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. What?
I think it's a haiku.
He likes alliteration.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever.
Why are you telling him this?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
That's All right, yeah. I'm
That-
gonna. You know what? I can't be here.
All right, goodbye. Well, if he's not here, that means the prosecutor isn't here either. So then that means you win tomorrow's trial by doing nothing.
Oh, thank goodness!
Well, be that as it may, yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Mr. McGill did. What?
Yeah,
what?
he was a jerk anyways.
What?
Ah, I am impressed, Mr. Zato. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
It got quiet, so I was just like, huh?
Dealing with allergies.
Understood.
I'm muting myself when they're being annoying. Sorry.
Mr. Shones.
My favorite part is that Taisa said "ack," and then since Discord missed the very beginning of KV, the next thing I heard is "surely."
It's a comedy act now. Susato's technically voiced by 2 people. You just don't know about it.
Surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zeeks killed the man himself?
No, he couldn't have. Surely.
You have some wonderful notions.
Meanwhile,
The guy
Soseki
behind
just-
you was like about to
how is
strangle the air.
Soseki's gonna die from high blood pressure before the trial even starts.
how is that even funny, Shomes? Sorry?
The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Have you met the guy?
Oh, yes. Why, of course he is.
Ah, of course he is! Then why are you trying to scare me?
You asked.
It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Van Zeeks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
Ah, that's good! So Seki-san looked like he's going to cry tears of joy.
As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. Debatably.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You know, I know this isn't the Law and Order thing, but this is framed like the Law and Order thing, and I have wanted to hear the dun dun.
It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view.
I don't know if you were there for the last one, but I don't know about that.
However, I was getting to that. Public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
right.
Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, summoning people for jury duty, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury.
Yo, Final, is there something you want to share? Like, hang on.
I was called in for jury duty again and I'm pissed off.
Oh, well, alright, that's fair. You know what? Go off.
Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
That means it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of the situation.
And that's alright?
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zeeks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Right.
Though the I'm sorry, I'm also off today. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom.
Adjudication.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom. Within months, they all disappear. It is most striking.
Disappear? But how?
He casts a successful Moodone spell. By all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown.
Perhaps they die of high blood pressure in their very jail cell because none of y'all shut up and stop stressing this man out.
Or hear me out. What if he disappears by going back home?
That is a disappearance.
Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen.
Oh, no!
All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. If you want more, I actually have a few more.
No, that's good. I knew it!
Man.
I'm a dead dodo, done for, doomed! Poor Soseki. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garrett's house, I'm assuming. Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me, all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room. But even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times. Most recently to that room on Briar Road a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient. It's cheap. The rent is cheap. I have so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The landlord just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops. Oops. He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. If not, don't mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. But it was true. It was all true. You mean, the room really is cursed then? Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death. And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street.
That happened one time.
Wait, hang on. People. Plural? Multiple?
That happened one time, Soseki.
I think so.
Yo,
Soseki.
hang on a second. Yo, are you confessing to that happening more than once?
No, I think he's just over exaggerating. I mean,
Are you sure?
He's super paranoid. He's probably seeing things.
There is a non-zero chance.
Look, he's super paranoid, okay? I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. Sir?
It's called stands. They won't be introduced in 100 years, but that's what you have,
If
sir.
only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it in his or her heart to believe in me? Really, no one at all. To believe. Yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes.
Me, Mr. Naruhodo? Bray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Brea, if you recall.
The Brea. Ah, that case. The one with the snake?
Well, yes. At that time, I was the suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story, and you helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
Oh my god, he's already forgotten. What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me?
I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Well, if you like, yes.
Yo, whatever floats your boat, man.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
You were the accused.
He kept putting the shackles back on you.
He put you in shackles. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was way past a little.
In my defense, if I didn't keep those on him, he would have been thrown overboard.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true, actually.
Then after that, it was just purely for fun.
Oh, okay, game. I see how it is. Just go on.
Right. Blah blah. Anyway, I neither recall believing in you nor in that which you were telling me.
What?
You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
I make up my own mind about what it is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned.
So if someone writes a book and they say you can play the violin, you're like, yeah, I believe that. So then you make it true.
I mean, he did. He
She said, Iris said I could play a violin. It's gotta be true now. Hands are tied.
Yeah,
She said it.
Shows read that and he was like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, no, I look like a dude who can play a violin. Hang on, I'm gonna go buy one. Like, don't worry about it, Iris, I got you. You will not be a liar on my watch. I'll be right back.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
You can't betray the trust of someone who doesn't trust you.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment. Nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning?
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, he's right! He's right, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
You're reputable!
Whether or not I can believe myself.
You gotta believe.
A defense attorney is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Thanks, Asogi. You were so right, Kazuma.
Now, see, if it was the real Kasuma, what he would have said is don't f
Yes!
up.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Eddie?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out.
Oh.
There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
God, yes,
Lucky.
actually.
So it's like, hey, could I have some of that?
No, unfortunately, you're in
nice.
jail, sir. We can't do that.
Dang.
Oh dear. There never was enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume, if you like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, plus
Oh, dear
reputable.
God.
As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial! What to believe in? The defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
That's just not hold on.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire! I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume.
Would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end.
I love how that entire bit with those two was ultimately meaningless.
Or was it?
It was.
I have no idea, actually. we learned about the history of McDonald's. That was useful.
Mr. Sato,
We did, didn't we?
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
No. Have fun.
What?
Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
Oh no, my dog is snoring and it's really cute. I'm sorry.
Is the dog gonna be in court tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
It's one of the jury members.
The shocking
be in court
events of
now.
yesterday's trial will still weigh heavily on my mind. But it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Shones believes in me now too. Are you sure? I'm not even sure.
And Mr. Shones believes in me now also too as well.
Look, he believes that Mr. Sholmes believes, therefore it's fine.
You just gotta believe!
So it's time. Time that I learned to believe in myself.
Believe it.
Tatemayo, baby! Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him. To fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, with all the strength I can muster. To be
Wait,
continued?
to fight his corner or to fight in his corner?
It just said fight corner. It didn't say in his corner.
know,
I'm assuming.
I was like, so this is his corner. I'm gonna fight it. Are you gonna help with the rest of the trial? No. This is your corner. You gotta fight the corner.
Throw up them hands, Ryunosuke!
Gotta get that wall turkey somehow.
20th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Well, I never expected this. Who'd have thought we'd be back here again so soon?
Literally everyone thought that.
We are a study tour of Great Britain, with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose that's true, but for the person in the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass.
When you put it like that, you're quite right.
Good morning!
Is
Sir-
it a good morning, Soseki?
Sir, I don't know. I don't know if they changed his eyes or anything, but his eyes seem a little bloodshot to me today.
I think it's the lighting.
Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Is it a good morning?
Dear. We already asked that.
Yes, I'm asking again.
Oh, well, the sun is out, so that's, I suppose, a bit nice.
There are windows in this room.
There are, yes. You know, I wonder if they could have Soseki-san rent out this room to live in.
This room in the courthouse?
Yes.
Where there was a fire the other day?
Yes.
I think the jail is safer.
Oh dear.
You know, where there isn't a fire.
Well, it seems like Miss Taisa was onto something. Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain. Yes, I've heard that expression. But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. Oh, and now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result. Do all literary people take things so literally?
Aren't you an English major?
Keep on putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I mean, he studied English, not English literature. I mean, I'm sure he looked at English literature, but he's not like Soseki, where he's actually looking into English literature.
Yeah, you gotta think, like, an English major can be a lot of things. It could be, like, English major may seem like, oh, it's English, but it could be very broad. It could be the language. It could be certain periods of the language. It could be certain stories of the language.
To be honest with you, I mean, I don't think he studied at all. Not Soseki, Naruhodo.
I
He
mean,
knows how to speak it pretty dang well.
yeah,
It's a second language to him, so that's actually pretty good in my book.
yeah. I'm pretty sure
he
that's
constantly
why he
complain about-
wanted. I'm pretty sure that's why
Doesn't he constantly complain about how he doesn't actually know English that well?
I don't think he knows English literature stuff well. Like, he knows the language in a sense of speaking it, but he doesn't know, like, all the expressions and turn of phrases or whatever in, like, English language itself.
Oh, that's fine.
The nuance. I think that's the way to put the nuance of the English language. He probably doesn't know that well.
And also, being fair, from lessons I've had recently for language, I can just attest to my first language is English, and even I don't know the language that well because it's full of crap.
Because English is a crap language.
Yep.
I wish I had 9 lives. My whole future hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble. You're trembling now.
I don't know how to tell you this, sir, but...
Really? Because I can feel tremors in the floor. I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Son.
Yes? I caught a glimpse of the public gallery as I walked by the courtroom. It looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I had no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London. Oh, neither did I. Pretty
It's
sure
probably
they're
not
here.
that notorious of an affair. They're just like, hey, fun show to watch. Let's watch it.
I think it's also Baroque being there. Do you know why that might be, Mr. Sato?
Because Baroque is there.
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence then, is it? Don't hide the truth from me! It's because of the Reaper, isn't it? Lord Van Zeeks?
Look, the Reaper really draws in all the lonely housewives, okay? Like, have you seen that man?
Is that right, Mrs. Sato?
Purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes, Lord Van Zeeks is on front page. He's on the front page of every one.
I knew it.
Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? Sure, Gregson.
Gregson.
It's about 2 days ago, Martin Lord Van Zeeks returned to the courtroom after a very long hiatus.
The trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
But we wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers.
Mundane? Mundane? It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us!
Gee, I meant no offense, Natsume, but that's how the papers are describing it.
Like, bro, you ain't a Sherlock Holmes novel. Like, calm down.
Well, lest we also forget the fact that it could spark an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. But there's another blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you! Me? Well, I suppose that's true. Both times it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper! How did you get to that conclusion? Please, I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers. How did you get to that conclusion, Soseki?
I'm afraid there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example of Mr. Naruhodo of your uncommon bad luck.
Unfortunately, that makes more sense.
Thanks for that. Oh, this is just my luck! Why must I be represented by a man with such frail fortune? You were begging me to do it yesterday, but by the least lucky lawyer alive!
Oh, you could go back to jail. Take your
Well,
chances
if you
there.
look at more, he actually, in the very beginning of this journey of his, he was accused of murder. And then then he got accused of murder again.
What?
It's alright, he defended himself at both times. But the actual perpetrator got away in the first case. Because she was an Englishwoman, you see.
This does not fill me with much confidence.
This does not spark joy.
Also,
Well-
his best friend died.
Let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsumi, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student, new to London, with little in a way of experience or skills, or luck. But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume. Okay, I have a feeling that term phrase is just kind of an old way of saying things. Oh, benevolent locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire!
You're not alone with us here, Mr. You're not alone here with us, Mr. Natsume. Whatever happens, we will always be by your side.
Unless you die.
Oh,
Don't
benevolent
say that!
non-locum assistant Miss Mikatoba Esquire! Oh my god,
What does
so
locum
techy.
mean?
I forgot.
I need to know what locum means now.
Time to go to the dictionary.
Well, I didn't get to
Mr.
say that.
Natsume, Council for the Defense.
Thank you, Bailiff, for just cutting in. That's cool.
What? But I was told to. I mean, you can have the conversation a little
I
bit
was
first.
still shouting! Anyway.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. Anyways, yes. Of course, quite. The court session is about to begin. Kindly make your way into the courtroom at once.
Alright then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go. Yes!
I see.
I don't know, Natsume's yes can compete with Ryanosuke's yes any day. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma.
Hold it!
Captain.
Yeah!
But because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my client to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight. Oh, Ryanosuke. Alright, as soon as I'm able to save, I guess. The 20th of February, 10 o'clock a.m. Oh, on the dot! The Old Bailey courtroom! Let's get the crowd whispering behind us before we stopped. Alright, we will stop here with the gavel having slapped. And we will continue this in the next video. Also, did you learn what locum means?
Yeah, yes. Kind of. We can go our next episode. It's kind of a weird explanation.
Okie dokie then. We'll stop here. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye!